football breakdown. My name is Gabriel. We are new, we are here, we are ready to talk everything soccer or football, depending on where you're from. Follow us on Twitter at SportsPulse100 and CuriousSportsPulse.com for our latest and greatest content. We are new, but that doesn't matter. We've been around the block. We kind of know what we're talking about sometimes. And speaking of which, welcome, Will Picho. How are you this morning? I think you're muted, my good friend. And your screen froze, but that's okay. We'll get him back. We'll get him back. What I want to take this time is here we go. Here we go, Will Picho. You look good now. All right, unmute, and you should be good to go. Little bit of technical difficulties here on a Monday morning, but it's all good. It's all good. I'm not stressing. Let's see. While he's getting himself situated, I'm gonna see. We're gonna have him leave and come back. This has been a Premier League season. This has been a Premier League year that it's not quite like one that I think we've seen in a while. And now that we have Wopicho back, Wopicho, you're sounding good. You look fantastic. And yeah, it's all good. No
Thank you,
worries.
thank you, thank
How are you? How are you this morning?
you. I'm ready to run. Everything's fine. We had a crazy weekend. We had a crazy weekend of Premier League. We had a really nice. We saw nice goals yesterday. So I'm ready to do this. Let's talk about how the breakdown, breaking everything down, how the last weekend of Premier League was.
Yeah, absolutely. And I think first and foremost, I have this opinion now, Wopicho, and of Arsenal that would it have been a complete shock had they won? No. I don't think any and you wouldn't say that they were undeserving of winning the Premier League. Fine. But I think Manchester City was the better team throughout the year, and I think Arsenal played up a level than what they actually are at. So for me, this was a good Arsenal year, but I don't see this as a sign of things to come. Now, Kai Havertz, fantastic year. Well done. Mikel Arteta, great, great. I think he's a good coach because, again, he did a lot. He made the most out of the players that were at his disposal. But overall, moving forward, if we're looking into the future, I am far from sold on this Arsenal team. But where do you kind of stand on this? Oh, while he's getting situated, just interrupt me, Will Picha, when you're ready. Just interrupt me when you're ready. It's all good. I appreciate you taking the time out of your day with me on this Monday morning. And, and again, so we have to talk about reasonable expectations coming into a year. If I think if you had said you're going to finish in the top 3 in the Premier League, I think any Arsenal fan would have taken that. I really do. And what moves can they make? What moves would they be able to make outside of signing the next Cristiano Ronaldo, where you would say, okay, this Arsenal team is ready to take that next step of being annual Premier League contenders? I think they're far from that. I think this year we're going to look back on the 2023-2024 season as this was a really good Arsenal year that was kind of an outlier. I really don't see this being a long sustainable thing in terms of much of anything. Now, again, credit where credit's due. Mikel Arteta, fantastic job. And at times, Arsenal does play a really attractive brand of soccer or football, depending on where you're from. But am I wrong for being almost underwhelmed? Especially considering it was very much possible up until the last match day where they could have won it all. They could have won the Premier League title. But overall, I think this is going to be viewed as a missed chance and as the missed chance. Well, Picho, can you hear me now and or can you talk? I cannot hear you for whatever reason, my friend. Maybe you're still muted. I cannot hear you. But I will press forward until I hear you. Just keep talking and we'll figure it out. I'm not worried. I'm not worried. Oh, there you are. I hear you now. Go ahead, Wopicho. Give us your take.
Okay, I'm saying, yeah, Arsenal missed out, but I think they did well. They really performed well during the whole season. They have been amazing, and they deserve to win the Premier League. But they are competing. Ateta was competing against Guardiola, and it's not easy. Guardiola is not an easy job. So anyone if you think about like how Klopp has come up and they try to compete with Guardiola and even these other coaches, and it's only him and it's only Ateta and Guardiola and Klopp who have tried to come and compete with Guardiola. You have to give credit to Ateta. He tried to pull this until the end of the season. No, not like last season. This season he tried to put the fight till the end of the season, which was something really, really nice to see. And great goes to him. We missed out, and we were sure, when they lost to Aston Villa, we were sure that they were going to miss out on the league. But they really try to put up a fight, and credit has to go to them, even if they haven't yet won the league. But we have to give them credit. It was an amazing fight they put up.
Oh, absolutely. Absolutely. And this shows to me, and we have to give so much credit to Mikel Arteta, in my opinion. But back to what the overall point of what I was saying. Do you see this Arsenal team competing for the title year in a year out now? I don't.
I think they'll compete. I think next season they're going to come stronger. They need these 2 to 3 players to add on their midfield maybe. Then next season I see them coming out strong and still competing. And maybe they'll beat Ateta next season. I mean, they beat Guardiola next season. You never know, because they're amazing. They're amazing. I didn't know that they were going to put up a fight like they did last season. Then this season they also come and put up a fight. They are finished in the second position, which is something that's amazing. So I think next season we may see them at the top spot, taking the title. I believe that because Teta is trying to do it, and it takes time. When you look back history, it took Ferguson 6 years to win the league title. So I think next season might be the season for Ateta to win the title.
I think it'll take 6 years for them to finish in second again. So that'll be exciting. Let's move on though. This is something interesting. We're gonna speak on Manchester City and what Rodri said in a moment here, and just overall, and Pep Guardiola, everything that's happening there. But first, Cole Palmer, he comes to Chelsea. Poor lad has to deal with Nicholas Jackson as a teammate, so God bless him. But but no, kidding aside, Cole Palmer, his stock has raised so much. He's looking great, not just for Chelsea, but also for the England national team. So I see this as a topic on Twitter, signing of the season. I think the answer is absolutely for a Chelsea team that was completely underwhelming in every aspect. Oh, Picho didn't like me. Picho didn't like me criticizing Nicholas Jackson, so I understand. But for a team that was completely underwhelming in Chelsea, it's not just that they finished sixth. And full disclosure, my team is Manchester United. So do I have room to talk? Probably not. But hey, we're on YouTube right now, so I'm gonna use my voice. I'm gonna use my platform. It's not just that they finished 6th, it's how they lost a lot of games. It was bad. It wasn't at the level of Manchester United bad, but Chelsea lost a lot of games bad. But universally, Cole Palmer was seen as something of a saving grace for them. So, well, Picho, you kind of wanted to talk about Cole Palmer. I just unloaded on Nicholas Jackson and Chelsea. Go ahead, give us your thoughts.
Yeah, Copa must been amazing. It's a fine decision, and I expected him maybe to win the player of the season, but Phil Foden took it from him. So Copa must be, without Copa, I think Chelsea could be in relegation because every goal he scored and how he has helped the team, it's just amazing. We were trying to look the other day. We were trying to look on how his goals has impacted Chelsea to be where they are. And like the last goal he scored against Manchester United, and there's some couple of goals and assists that he has done and that are amazing. So he just came to Chelsea and he has tried to put Chelsea. He has put Chelsea actually in Europe. They are playing in Europa League next season, which is really
Yeah.
really amazing. Well, and I think he's a player that Pochettino really wanted, and he has just done what no one expected a young lad like that to come and just do what he does, be on top of the game, score 22 goals and assisting 10 times, and he's number 3 in Europe. Like in the whole of Europe, he's the one who has the goals and goal contribution. Yes, I don't know, is it 40, 42, 40? But that's amazing for a young player like that, a young lad like that, to come in a team like Chelsea and perform and contribute to what he has done. He just deserves the credit, and he's up there right now. I can't wait to watch him play in Euros, play for England. I hope Southgate gives him that position and gives him a couple of games, because I know he's going to kill it. He's going to do wonders for England. They really need to include him in the team.
Well, let's go down that route. I actually like the route that you're kind of taking this. Who the hell else deserves playing time over him, over Cole Palmer at the moment? You can't name me any single player in England right now
We
on the
have
team for
we
Euros
have
that I would
Foden.
pick. Hang on. You can't name a single player who I would 100% where it's clear and obvious. You say, okay, you deserve the start over him. And I mean that by this. The gap I don't think is that wide. And the energy that he brings every time he steps on the pitch, what he can do for your team, what he's had to endure in that Chelsea culture, that's really impressive to me. And that's the exact thing England lacks in critical moments. So you already said Phil Foden, fine. But I mean, for sure, Cole Palmer has to be in the starting 11. Or am I crazy here? Am I misseeing something?
Yeah. I don't know, man. There are a lot of crazy players, like really good players. Look at Phil Foden. Like Phil Foden and Copam. I don't know if you're going with Copam, but I also see Phil Foden as a very good player. They share the same number, and Phil Foden can run through the wing too, which Copam, I don't know. He's not really good at it, but Foden can do both, can work as a cam and can work as a winger both, which is really amazing.
Mhm.
But Kopama is really amazing. He's really good. He's been amazing to the team, to Chelsea, and I think Southgate will really look on adding him to the team, and when they add him to the team, he's going to bring in goals and assists. Him working with the Kane is going to be so amazing. Just can't wait to see that combination working in the Euros, and I believe they'll have he'll have to Foden, because Foden is the type of player that who is amazing and has the
Mhm.
qualities. He has been at that kind of level. He has played at that level. So he knows how it goes down. So it's going to be hard for him to fight with Foden for the number for that position. But I expect him to see him maybe playing one or two couple of games for England, the Euros.
Yeah, this is gonna be tough. Yeah, I'm gonna be mad, Will Picho, when I see Cole Palmer on the bench and England gets knocked out on in penalties in the round of 16. So I'm looking forward to that. But I think you just have to find a way to get him on the pitch. I'm fine. Maybe he doesn't start. I think if he gets subbed on by like the 70th minute or later, I think that's too little, too late. I'm just too high on this Cole Palmer juice right now. Fine, but everyone else, I have huge question marks about on the international stage for playing when playing for Team England. I have question marks about them when they play for their respective clubs as well. But for sure for England, I really think Cole Palmer is exactly who England needs, and so I'm looking forward to watching him sit on the bench for 80 minutes. That's going to be fun. Uh, moving forward, Manchester City. All right, you did it. Yeah, congrats, you win again. Whatever, no one's impressed anymore. But Pep Guardiola. So you can take this in one of two ways, whichever way you want. Will Peach. In terms of course, when they're on, they're one of the more fun teams to watch. They play a really fun attacking football. And look at me saying football, not soccer. And no one is shocked, no one's surprised that they won. Had Arsenal had won, I think most people would have said the better team did not win it all this year. I think that goes without saying. But Pep Guardiola, he's gonna finish out his season next year, he said. But he says he's closer to leaving than not. A lot to unpack there, but kind of what are your overall thoughts on how on Manchester City now and moving forward? Oh, if you need to do sign language to give your response, that's fine too.
No, no, there's no problem. But I don't know, as we all know, Guardiola has conquered the Premier League. He's the only manager who's come out and conquered the Premier League. Taking the league title 4 times in a row. No one has ever done that. He has written what Ferguson twice, which is really amazing. You have to congratulate him. Uh, yeah, we all knew that. We were looking at the stats like the stats from what Opta was trying to put out, and they gave Manchester City that whole big percentage because they knew, Manchester City, when they come in, when they reach that kind of stage, it's easy for them to lose out. Like the last 5 games, it was really hard for Manchester City to lose. We thought that maybe Tottenham was going to hold them back, but no, they just passed in Tottenham like it was nothing. Then we came to West Ham. I don't know, as some Arsenal fans try to put it like, oh, maybe we have to believe West Ham might hold with Manchester City, but I think Manchester City right now, that's the best squad in the Premier League history. Like, we've never seen such a squad for 4 seasons in a row doing what they are doing.
Hmm.
There are players who have been there since Guardiola came in, and they have been winning. This is the 6th time Foden is winning the league title, which is just really crazy. De Bruyne, such players, they have been there with Guardiola and they have come up with them. They are still winning the league. They're still competing at the highest level. None or I don't think there is a manager who can come out and do something like that. As Klopp said it, Guardiola is the best manager at the moment, and he has created the best team in Manchester City. So Manchester City is just the best club in the world, the best sport in the world right now. Regardless of what they produce on the pitch, it's totally amazing. When they go in there, you don't expect them to lose. You expect them to win. So as you said, it, if Arsenal had won it, maybe it was going to be a surprise. Like, wow, they edged out Man City. That's amazing. But Man City to win it, that's normal. Normal. It's still
Mm.
normal because we know they are really good. They provide what no other team can provide in Premier League, and it's just congratulations to them and congratulations to Pep Guardiola for doing it 4 seasons in a row, and it's amazing. And some other players who have been with him in that journey, and we don't know if he's going to cement the league, the title league next season, but we can't wait to see how it unfolds. 2024, 2025.
No, absolutely. And I think what you're saying and I agree with you here. Uh, for Manchester City, it was expected to win the title, and so it would have been a huge disappointment had they come in second. For Arsenal, coming in second is still a big accomplishment, and it would have been not just a great accomplishment had they won, but it would have been like, whoa, Arsenal. Yes, Arsenal won the title. And so part of that now, I think is also what Pep Guardiola is referring to. He said, and this is just a paraphrase, I don't remember exactly what he said, but he said something to the effect of, "What's left for me to do? What's left for me to conquer?" Do you see him stepping away now from Manchester City? Do you see him going to La Liga and going to Granada to try to win the La Liga title? Like what's next for Pep Guardiola after next season? Do you think?
I don't know. I don't know. Might say that he wants to leave the league because everyone expects him to leave the league next season. But you never know. Maybe he will try to go and try to conquer the World Cup or the Euros.
Mm,
That might be his next goal. But until the end of next season, that's when we're gonna know. But at the moment, we think he's
okay.
still in the Premier League and he's still conquering Premier League and. Yeah, that's just what it is right now. But I would want to see him try to compete in the World Cup or maybe in the Euros.
Hmm.
They don't have a lot of stress and like the club football does. International football is a little bit fair. So maybe when he goes there, it's going to be a different kind of coach, and he might not have win how he's winning at the moment because you have
Yeah.
players week in week out, but in international football you have just players maybe in a week or 1 month, so it's kind of different. But according to what we've seen with Pep Guardiola, he came to Manchester, finished was it 1 season, 2 seasons, then he started winning. So he's that kind of coach who is going to come in and just start bringing in trophies. And as you said, I don't see him. I don't think he's a kind of coach who goes to a small club. He's a, he ranks that high because I don't think Granada can afford Guardiola. I don't think Granada can afford Guardiola. You have to be in a club that really affords him. Because because I don't think even Barcelona can afford him at the moment. Just think when you think
True. No,
about,
that's
yeah,
true. Yeah, yeah.
yeah. So it really he has to go into a club that has money and can afford to give him what he wants.
Yeah, yeah.
So at the moment, there are few clubs who can deliver that. So I think the only way he can go is but you you never know. As I always put it, you never know. But I think we'll see him maybe in international football when he leaves
There we go.
when he leaves club football. But I don't know if he's still going to deliver the same like the way he delivered this season. Which you really want to see. We know Manchester City is really good. Like the club is really the squad is really good. It has potential, but there are some players who might be leaving this season. and they might affect him. But as we know, Guardiola maybe has something on the horizon. He has new stars who are going to come in and make a difference. Can't wait to
Hmm.
watch to see him next season. Then after that season, to see what he's going to deliver.
Yeah, I mean, I definitely like the international route that you suggested. That could be something that's on the board and probably a little less stressful for him because it seems like he's just worn out and the international calendar is more favorable for that. So I think that's 100% on the board. I'm gonna call my shot now. He's gonna be the next Belgium coach, unless Cole Palmer sits for 80 stupid minutes on the bench for England and they lose in the round of 16 and penalties. Then, of course, it's gonna be Pep Guardiola rightfully taking over for Southgate.
Actually, there was a rumor going on that England needs Pep Guardiola, like they really did. That's the manager, that's the coach, the head coach they really need, and because they are thinking of I don't know, maybe this might be his Southgate. This might be his last tune out with England. So he might
Mhm.
leave England after the Euros, maybe. I don't know, but I expect Guardiola to be. You say Belgium, I say England. So I see him in England when it comes to the international scene.
Well, I just want it to be Belgium so you can say with Kevin De Bruyne, because as you know, I am the most pro Kevin De Bruyne fan
Yeah, yeah,
who's
yeah.
also a Manchester United fan.
KD. But we have Phil Foden. Phil Foden can just replace that Phil Foden, that KDB vibe like he did this season. Phil Foden has been amazing by the way.
Yes.
Ah,
Yeah.
scoring 18 goals, none of them is a penalty. At that kind of age, replacing Kevin De Bruyne, it's amazing. He's had an amazing season. You have
Yeah.
to give, you have to congratulate him too. He's been amazing, and I think if he has Guardiola in England, it's going to be like incredible. It's just going to be that star, that Xavi Iniesta, that England needs, yeah,
Wow.
because it's so amazing, And they had Jude Bellingham, they have Cole Palmer. I don't know, the talent is amazing.
No, that could be something. That could be something. That could be a potential dynasty too. But let's move on. Rodri said something interesting. Now, this is an exact quote after it was known that they won for the 20th time in a row. Or I lose track of how many Premier League titles Manchester City has won. But anyway, Arsenal did an unbelievable season, but the difference was the mentality. When they came here, they didn't want to beat us. They wanted to draw. And I think this quote is very telling. Because when you are the best, when you know you are the best, you have that mindset. You have that killer instinct. And if you lose, it's kind of an accident. And I definitely think that this is how the season ended up being and how it all unfolded. Manchester City, for now, until at least next year, they are the top dogs. They are the best, and they know it. So for Pep Guardiola and this group of players, the challenge is always going to be staying motivated and just staying injury free. Everyone else is going to be chasing them. And for Rodri to openly say Arsenal, they're not at our level. They're just hoping to get a point. We all know this. It's obvious. But the fact that he's that confident to where he's willing to say that too, and that's the first thought in his mind after the season is done, I think is so telling of just how big that gap is between Manchester City, even though they could have still lost it this year. But just in terms of culture and everything else, I think this quote is spot on. I don't have a single problem with it. Well, Picho, what do you think?
I think good in some. If you think about it, it's true. We like in the game we expected Arsenal to win. They played well. They held Manchester City back. They held the De Bruyne. Even De Bruyne could not be seen in the game. But Rodri is not right, you know. Arsenal's mentality, like you look at them, they are not a winning team, you know. When you don't have that mentality of winning, then they meet a big club. When you look like at Madrid when they met
Yes.
Manchester City, you know, they felt they had the mentality that we have to win against these guys, no matter what, we have to fight, you know. And we expected Arsenal also to do that, you know, when they met Bayern, but they lagged behind and they lost the game. And when it came to Manchester City, we expect because that was one of the major like steps for them to take the titles for them to beat Manchester City. That was the only roadblock to the title. But you know they played around and they only took a point. You know, so mentality wise, Rodney is right. Like we all see that we have all seen that like when Arsenal is playing with bigger teams, if you just remove like the Chelsea and the Liverpool and the Manchester United, when they meet a bigger team that's really bigger than them, like Manchester City, they lagged behind. The same thing also happened when they played with Aston Villa. They really lagged behind. Like if you
Hmm.
see Kai Havertz, you're like, why are they playing like that? What's the
Hmm.
problem? Yeah. So I don't know why they lag behind when it comes to that, you know. But it comes down to mentality, you know. When you put says it right, it might seem like suspicious or cold or maybe it doesn't sound right for him to say that. But I think he's right, you know, when you look at
Oh yeah.
how everything. Yeah, I think he's right, you know,
Oh yeah.
Arsenal. Hmm. I think the players don't have the mentality of doing a title run. You know, they just let it match. If it was, I remember before Arsenal came into the scene, we had Liverpool and Man City, and you could see how Klopp tried to run with the Manchester City until the end of the last days of the season, you know.
Yeah.
But with Ateta, with Ateta and his boys, we haven't seen him like producing that, and you know, it all comes down to mentality. When you smell the cup, you have to have that urge in you that I have to see, I have to touch it, I have to hold it. So
Hmm.
that's what the young lads at Arsenal do. That's what they learn, and I don't know how who's going to put it in them, but they really need to have it. And maybe if they have it next season, they might get the Premier League or maybe even the Champions League.
There we go. Uh, yeah, and for all those reasons, I have Arsenal finishing third next year, so that's gonna be fun. Well, Picho, you've been awesome. Uh, any last thoughts before we get out of here? Move on with our Monday morning.
Yeah, I think everyone wants to be a curious sports fan, so everyone should be checking our site and checking shows every day. We're going to have really awesome shows every Monday and Friday. We have total football breakdown, so you guys should join us and comment and say what you really want to say because we really want to hear everyone's hot take on the league and everything. But it was amazing. It has been an amazing season. We're going into the Euros, then the transfer window is going to be amazing. So we can't wait to that. I just let everyone be with us and watch us.
Well, Picho, till next time. See you later.